Hello Crafty friends, and welcome back to the Design Bundles YouTube channel. This one is for you if you have a crafty business or you're trying to get into turning your crafting hobby into a crafting business, because today we're talking all about DTF printing versus sublimation printing. We're going to talk about what is sublimation printing, what is DTF printing, we're going to compare the two, and then we're also going to weigh the pros and cons of each one and kind of help you decide which is a better fit for your crafting business. So if you've ever been curious about these two awesome ways to personalize designs and create more products for your crafty business, definitely keep watching because we're going to get into it. If you're new to the Design Bundles YouTube channel, or if you've been here for a little bit, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We would love to connect with you, and we're back here every week with all the crafty videos that you won't want to miss. My name's Laura, and you can also follow me personally at It's Laura Lambert anywhere you have social media. I would love to connect with you as well. Let's get into it. So the reason we really wanted to break down DTF printing versus sublimation printing today is because choosing the right printing method for your business is crucial, and it's really important to know all the information before you make a decision and invest in all this equipment. We want you to know what it can be used for, which one is more cost effective, which one is better if you're going to be scaling your business up and making lots and lots and lots of items, which we hope that you are. And so we want to go through all of those things with you and help you make the most educated decision before you jump on in, because there's lots of voices out there telling you to go with this or go with that, and we want you to know which one is best for you. Okay, so first let's talk about DTF printing. So DTF refers to direct to film, and that is exactly what it sounds like, because when you do DTF printing, you're printing onto a film substrate and then pressing it directly onto your product. So DTF printing is fairly new in terms of all the different ways you can put a design onto a substrate, and it's really revolutionary because unlike other methods, you don't have to pre-treat your substrate or your blank before pressing. You can get any kind of blank out there, and it really works on a wide variety of substrates, which is what makes it so special and unique, because the actual transfer process takes place when it's printed onto the film, and then there's a powder coating that's applied to your film before you press it onto your design. So let's talk about what you need to be able to do DTF printing at home. You do need a specialized DTF printer. They look like this, and we'll talk a little bit more about the price range of those and what that can look like later on in the video. And then you'll also need the film that you're going to be printing your designs on, which looks like this. You will need some adhesive powder, which you will put on your design to help it adhere to your fabric or to your substrate. And then you're also going to need a heat press of some kind to press your design onto your blank. Here on the screen are some examples of what DTF printing can look like. The really great thing about DTF printing, and what kind of makes it stand out from the crowd, is that it's incredibly versatile. You can put DTF printed items on pretty much anything, including really hard to work with items like nylon and leather. And they look really vibrant. In fact, DTF prints tend to hold up better than most other printing competitors, and they don't have to be cared for as specifically to maintain that vibrant color, which is awesome. One of the biggest advantages of DTF printing is, like we've said, it's its versatility. You can put DTF printed items on almost anything, including crazy things like wood, cotton, silk, denim. It's incredibly versatile and gives you a wide range of things to work with. So that's DTF printing at its basic. Now let's talk about what sublimation printing actually is. So if you remember sublimation from chemistry class, sublimation is the process of turning a solid into a gas without passing through the liquid state first. So when we're sublimating, what we're doing at its core is that we're turning a solid into a gas using heat and pressure. So to sublimate something, what we do is we print a design onto paper using a very special kind of ink, and then when heat and pressure is applied to that ink onto our substrate or our blank, it transfers into a gas, embedding into the fibers of whatever we're printing on and creating that vibrant, beautiful design that we know and love with sublimation. The added thing with sublimation is your substrate or your blank does have to be pre-treated. So either it's already conducive to sublimation printing because of the makeup of the fibers like polyester, or it's been pre-treated with some sort of polymer coating to make it more amenable to sublimation and the process of sublimation. So let's talk about what you need to be able to sublimate now that we've talked about all the sciencey part of it. So you are going to need a sublimation printer, or a printer that can print with sublimation ink, which is kind of the special part of sublimation. A lot of people like this kind of printer. This is what I have, which is the Sawgrass sublimation printer, but there's tons of people out there who convert Epson printers into sublimation printers as well if you're looking for a more cost-effective solution or if you're just getting started. So that also means you have to have sublimation ink, and there are various kinds out there. We won't get into that in this video, but if you want to know more about it, let us know in the comments. You're going to need sublimation paper and then a heat press to press your design onto your fabric or your base or your blank or whatever you want to call it. And then you'll need specialty sublimation ready blanks. So that's kind of what we talked about before, which would be like a polyester shirt or a substrate that's been polymer coated to be ready for sublimation. Okay, so here are some examples of sublimation printed items. Most of us have seen sublimation printed items before. They can be really vibrant when they're done correctly, as long as you understand how to use the right heat and pressure with your blank that you're using. You can get really great results, and if they're cared for properly, they can last a really long time. The biggest drawback to sublimation is the limitation on the materials. Because your material has to have that polymer coating or has to be conducive to sublimation, like a polyester blank or a ceramic blank that has been coated, it can be tough to find good materials that really work well with sublimation, and also they have to be cared for properly to maintain that vibrant color. So now that we know what sublimation printing is and what DTF printing is, let's kind of compare and contrast the two, and then we're going to talk about some pros and cons of each before wrapping up this video. So first, let's talk about cost. Both methods require an upfront investment, and both can be pretty pricey. It really just depends on where you want to put that investment. So with DTF printing, your upfront cost might be a little bit higher because you're going to be looking at anywhere in the $2,000 to $5,000 range for a really good DTF printer. Whereas a sublimation printer, especially if you convert an Epson, can be as little as just a few $100s to get started with your ink and your printer. It can be cheaper to get going. But because of the blanks required for sublimation, you end up paying a little bit more on the back end with sublimation, getting those special sublimation ready blanks. Whereas with DTF printing, you can really put it on anything you want. If you're wanting to start smaller and work your way up, sublimation is going to be cheaper for you by a long shot. But if you're already looking to scale and print a lot of items at once, or you're going to be putting out large volumes of items, DTF printing may be a better way to go because your blanks are going to be a little bit less expensive. Now let's talk about quality and durability. Both can be really high quality, both can be very durable. DTF prints do tend to last a little bit longer on a wider variety of materials, especially stretchy blanks, whereas sublimation prints can be really long lasting, but they do have to be cared for properly, and you have to make sure that whatever you put your sublimation on is super sublimation ready. In terms of versatility, DTF is the clear winner. I think we've already talked about that quite a bit, but I do want to reiterate that DTF printing can work on pretty much any substrate, whereas sublimation does require that special polymer coating or a polyester light colored fabric. Now let's talk a little bit about the learning curve. Sublimation can be a little bit easier to learn. So if you're looking to get into something that you can learn quickly, I would say sublimation wins out in this category because it's a lot easier to figure out what to do. Whereas DTF printing does require a few extra steps, like learning a very foreign printer and understanding how to apply your powder coating before pressing your design. But if you're up for a steeper learning curve, learning DTF can really pay off in the long run. Okay, let's wrap up with some quick pros and cons of each method. Okay, DTF printing pros. First, flexibility. You can print on pretty much anything. Durability, because these designs are going to last a lifetime, and no pre-treatment is required for your products. You also get really vibrant results each and every time. Cons are DTF printing can be a bit messy, especially working with the powder. It's a pricey startup cost, and it takes up a lot of physical space in your crafting room because those DTF printers are big. Okay, sublimation printing. Pros. It's great for beginners. The startup cost is also a little bit lower. Because it uses sublimation process of turning a solid into a gas, there's no texture on what you're creating with sublimation printing. Your design is gonna lay perfectly flat and even with your fabric or your substrate every time. Cons are that sublimation designs have to be cared for properly to last in the long run. Also, you can get a much less vibrant appearance if you're not putting it on a perfect sublimation ready fabric like 100% polyester. Sublimation is a little more limited because it can only be used on things that have been properly coated or on 100% polyester light colored fabrics. So if you stray from that or you want a little more versatility, it might not be the right fit for you. The big question is, which is the better fit for you, sublimation or DTF printing? And I think this really comes down to a few factors that have to fit for your business. So the first is, what kind of entry cost are you looking at? If you're wanting something that's a little easier to enter into the market and then scale up, sublimation may be a great fit for you, especially if you're really looking to limit your product range to something like light colored t-shirts or mugs or tumblers, things that are really easily sublimated and that last a long time with those really great, vibrant results. However, DTF printing might be a better fit for you if you know you're going to put out a high volume of products, or if you really want versatility in your product range and want to offer a wide variety of products that you can print on. If you want versatility and range, go with DTF. If you really want to focus in on one specific kind of product or a few different kinds of products and you want an easier entry into the market cost-wise, sublimation is right for you. Okay friends, I hope you found this comparison helpful and all of my hand talking that I do every single week. This was all about DTF printing and all about sublimation printing, but there are so many more things we could talk about to really help you with your crafty business, help you make decisions, get started, and support you on your journey. We want to be with you every step of the way and truly give you the kind of content you're looking for. So please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below, let us know what you're looking for, what you're interested in, what you want to know more about. We really want to help you all along the way and give you all the tools you need to succeed in your crafty business. Once again, this is the Design Bundles YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And my name is Laura. You can follow me personally at It's Laura Lambert everywhere you do social media. I would love to connect with you and hear what has been inspiring you lately. But until next time, happy crafting, happy sublimation printing or DTF printing, and we will see you next time.